So this one is the sneakiest, it's the toughest, it's been around the longest, it's probably been repeated for decades, as long as financial markets have existed. All right, let's talk about trap number 3. This is the retail trap. What this is really doing is it's pitting retailers, which is you and me, individuals investing on their own behalf, against the professionals. These are organizations that have a lot of expertise in financial markets. That can be education, professional. They have a lot of resources. So this can be AI, machine learning, statistics. They move data centers physically close to exchanges. I mean, incredible steps taken to gain minor advantages over each other, let alone against the retailers. This group is made up of the professionals, is what you should think about. Mutual funds, hedge funds, investment banks, money managers, private equity, insurance companies, banks. These are the established players. They know the ins and outs of the game. They know the market cycles. They don't operate on emotions. Individuals operate on emotions, and that's what separates them. So what does this look like is when an asset is identified as having long-term value and the market cycle's low or just starting, investment firms and institutions quietly begin buying at the beginning. This is steady, heavy pressure that causes the market to start rising. At first, the price zigzags, then it goes a little more parabolic. Remember, these guys make up 80% of the equity market. So this is a huge amount owned by the institutions, even though they're dramatically outweighed by the number of individuals out there. They own a huge amount. So their ability to buy and create pressure in the market is absolutely incredible. So these large investors, they continue to buy, pressure goes up, media notices, if this is Bitcoin starts hitting the news cycles, is this fake? Retail investors aren't quite sure yet what's happening, but I'm hearing more and more about it. Bitcoin's starting to really buzz, and then market keeps moving up. It's real. Bitcoin's hot. It's here to stay. Look at all these big companies, all these firms buying into it. All these names are hitting the media. BlackRock, whoever it is, they're Bitcoin buyers, and the market is just getting so hot. It's so elevated right now. This is the time to buy. I'm sure Bitcoin's going to be around. So Bitcoin is the next big thing. And these are the sort of terms you're going to hear. It solves all the world's problems. Pretty soon, your parents, your grandparents, everybody's asking about Bitcoin. How do I get some? Hey, I heard you like Bitcoin. How do you do this? You just start hearing about it everywhere. It's Bitcoin everywhere. So this is when most of the individuals start buying. And this is already after massive run up. So the retailers start buying at this point. It feels safe. Your emotion kicks in. You don't want to miss out. Bitcoin's gone mainstream. It's here to stay. This is the future. I feel really good. I feel validated about my decision to purchase now. But who are those retailers now buying from? They're buying from the institutions who recognize they've hit a top of a cycle. They know everything I just talked about. They know those are the signs that a market has topped out. When everybody starts asking for it, when the news outlets, media starts talking about it, that's when a market is topped. So when it feels safe to buy, that's when you want to be a seller. The investment firms and institutions here are going to sell. They know the cycle. They know fear and greed. They've got decades of practice. They've got the data to show that this is the right time to do it. So they gladly sell it off to the individuals who want to buy it. Problem is, they have so much. They're selling. Institutional volume is massively larger than this retail buying, and price just drops through the floor. You have a bunch of individual investors who bought at this point, and just price starts sliding. So here we are. Price goes all the way back down. Retail sells for this huge loss at the bottom because now Bitcoin isn't safe. It's never coming back. It's probably going to go to zero. These are the thoughts going through their head. I never see it on the news anymore. No one ever talks about it. My grandpa, who was just asking me about how to buy it, he thinks I'm a joker for having bought it. They say, see, I told you, what a dumb choice. Bitcoin was a bad idea. So what do? You sell for this big loss. Now you're down for another 80% or whatever. But as you can guess, who's down there at the bottom waiting to start buying back up because they recognize these cycles? Going to be back over to the institutions. And maybe these cycles go all the way up, all the way down, but they probably go like this over time. And those institutions are happy to be there and make an incredible amount throughout those waves, unfortunately, oftentimes at our expense.